let's talk about a feeling that's, well, it's deeply personal but also surprisingly common. It's that sense of emptiness that can show up even when, from the outside, it looks like you have everything you could possibly want. We're going to dive in and try to understand what's really going on. Seriously, have you ever felt this? You hit your goals, you're doing well, you got endless entertainment right at your fingertips, but there's still this nagging feeling inside, right? Like something's missing. It's a huge paradox for so many of us today.
I mean, this is what we're told success looks like, isn't it? Get a good, stable career, make enough money to be comfortable, and have a constant stream of fun things to do. This is the checklist we're all given to chase.
But here's the catch. Checking all those boxes doesn't automatically equal peace. In fact, it can sometimes leave us feeling even more restless, almost adrift. So what is going on here? The source material we're digging into has a diagnosis that might actually surprise you.
Okay, so our first section is the heart's diagnosis. We're going to explore where this feeling of emptiness really comes from. And the argument is that the problem isn't out there in the world, but actually inside of us.
The source points directly to a spiritual answer. This verse from the Quran puts it very clearly. It suggests that true, lasting peace for the heart isn't found in material things at all, but in connecting with the divine.
So the whole argument here is that this empty feeling isn't a sign that we need more stuff, a better job, more distractions. Instead, it's a signal flare, telling us that there's a spiritual disconnect. And to fix that, we have to totally rethink what we consider valuable in the first place.
Which brings us perfectly to our second section, redefining true wealth. This really forces us to ask a big question. What does it actually mean to be rich? Because the source material completely challenges the way we usually think about it.
Now, this is a huge shift in perspective. It completely detaches the idea of wealth from our bank accounts or the stuff we own, and it places it right inside of us. It's not about what's in your hands, but about what's going on in your heart.
So let's break this down. You've got worldly wealth on one side. It's external, it's temporary, and honestly, it can bring a lot of anxiety about losing it. But then you have the wealth of the heart. That's internal, it's lasting, and it leads to this deep state of contentment, a concept known as Ridha.
And this isn't just some abstract theory. This statement from Abu Dhar, one of the Prophet's companions, shows it's a lived reality. It's a mindset where true satisfaction comes from gratitude and acceptance, not from this endless chase for more and more.
The source also gives us a warning about what happens when we get this backward. When the hunt for material things becomes our number one goal, our main purpose, well, it just shatters our inner peace. It fragments our attention, and our life ends up feeling like a collection of scattered worries instead of a focused journey.
Okay, so if the problem is a spiritual void, what's the solution? Our final section lays out a very clear prescription for how to find that peace and fill that emptiness. The first step in any remedy is understanding our purpose, right? And the source anchors everything in this one verse. It basically defines our ultimate goal as a connection with our Creator. And once you have that anchor, that why, it completely reframes everything else you do.
So with that purpose as our North Star, we're introduced to the main tool for healing. The scripture itself is presented here not just as a book of rules, but as a form of medicine, a direct cure for the things that make our hearts ache, like emptiness and anxiety.
And here's the practical, step-by-step prescription broken down into 3 parts. If your heart feels empty, the cure is remembrance. If it's restless and anxious, the cure is the focus and connection you find in prayer. And if it's just weary and tired, the cure is turning to Scripture for that guidance and comfort.
So, what does this all boil down to? What's the big takeaway? It's that true happiness, that real, lasting contentment, it's not something you get from the outside world. It's a quality of the heart. It's something that has to be actively, intentionally cultivated through spiritual practice. It's an inside job.
And that leaves us with a question to reflect on. In a world that is constantly screaming at you about what to chase next, it's really worth stopping and asking yourself, what truly, genuinely brings peace and richness to your heart?